That's the first card that I pulled from my tarot deck. Bye bye, March. We have the Ten of Swords. This is a time where there's no looking back, time to look toward what you want to accomplish. So, welcome. You're watching as a replay. This message is timeless, pretty much. It's the energy and when you need to hear it. So let's pull some cards. I have tarot. I've got some oracle cards too, which is always fun. It's a win-win, the best of both worlds. And I want to start with Divine Abundance. This is the Divine Abundance deck. And let's just see what we need to know as we are saying goodbye, March. Or if you're watching this at another time of the year, goodbye, whatever time thing that's been happening for a month. All right. We have right now, and it says, stay in the present and don't get too far ahead of the flow. Soon you'll trust that nothing more will come soon. No, you'll soon trust that nothing more will come that can be handled each moment. Ooh, so when things do, I'm reading between the lines, when things do feel like they're getting a little out of hand and you're getting a little anxious, focus on right now. First thing you can do is focus on your breath. Focus where you are. Focus on what is my body telling me to do. All this can be done in a split second, so you can assess and know how to respond energetically from there, because that's what it's all about. Everything is energy. All of our experiences are energy. And sorry, I had some cards flipped over from before. So speaking of energy, we have the Energy Oracle deck here as well. Sorry, it's shiny. Okay. And we're going to pull a card from here. And I'm going to pull a bunch of tarot cards to go along with these, but let's just see what we get for energy. Oh, okay. That kind of energy. Adjacent possibilities. Interesting. So card number 24. This to me is saying don't get too caught up in perfection and trying to get things just right, or you're not going to notice when an opportunity comes. If it doesn't look like it's wrapped up in the right kind of paper or bow, you might miss it. So try not, now this is kind of counterintuitive, try not to be too detailed in what it is you're wanting to do. You want to be detailed enough to get the plan, to get what basic steps you need to get there. But the big thing, adjacent possibilities, is that maybe what you're really wanting to happen, something better is waiting to happen, or something else is just going to be another stepping stone to another situation. So don't be so controlling in how something is supposed to show up. Okay? Feel that that's a really good message. And let's pull from the Gateway of Light activation. And then we're going to get into some tarot. Angelic frequency. Angels are here. You are safe. Potent connection. That's what this is showing me, what April is coming. And I'm sorry, it's so bright. I need a dimmer on my light. It's on the lowest setting. It's kind of crazy. I think I'm going to get a suntan. So we're starting out with right now. This to me is the end of March. This is the end, timing and calendar aside. This is the end of a time of energy. And it really feels like it's hard to let go sometimes, or we're so focused on moving ahead that we're not really giving ourselves time to kind of say, sayonara, see ya. Oh, I'm aware that this is ending, instead of down the road, you're like, wow, time's flown. So it's being aware of the right now, and it's okay to plan for the future, but at the same time, we can't breathe for the future. We can only breathe for now. And then this adjacent possibilities to me is like the no man's land of deciding to just be present with the opportunities that are presenting. So you might just jump around a little bit instead of being so focused that it's got to look like a duck and quack like a duck. Otherwise, it isn't a duck. And you might be missing out on all these beautiful geese. I don't know, I've been living in Harrison too long. So, and with the gate, what did I do with that card now? I put it down. I won an autopilot here and put it back in the deck. But that other card was kind of perfect. I don't remember what it was. So let's pull another one. And then we're going to get some clarity going here, some tarot cards. The Divine Matrix, interconnectedness, synchronicity, and God incidences. Okay. All these fancy new words. All I see is the flower of life. And I really feel like it's going to be spring here for me soon. And this to me just feels like just trust that the divine energy knows what to do. Trust that you have that ability to just go with the flow. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes we can lead by following, if that makes sense. I really wish I could find that other card because it was a really good one as well. It was angelic something. Anyhow, let me digress and not go too far on here. So let's pull now for the end of March with tarot. Right? I'm not even going to look at it yet. I'm just going to get these cards out. Now we're pulling for shifting the energy between the months. The whole deck's upside down. Okay, makes sense. Felt wonky to shuffle, so maybe that was why. And we're also a week out of Mercury going direct again, which, hooray, that's going to be really nice. My electronics have been feeling it a lot. All right, so for the right now card, the end of March energy, the end of something, we have the Knight of Swords. So you definitely have been feeling the chomping at the bit, wanting to get going. Your thoughts are already planned ahead. You're already in summertime. So this is a sign to remember to just be present. Even in the seasons that aren't our favorites. Come on, we all know we have a favorite season or two. We can't be so focused on, oh, I can't wait till like that. That's not a good mantra to have. It's so much better to just be present with what is. Find something pleasant about whatever is happening in your presence so that you can really be aligned with how you want to feel. So with this Knight of Sword that comes up, it's focused on moving forward, getting going, having that direct communication with where you want to be. So I'm feeling, as we're getting out of Mercury retrograde, then it's going to feel a lot easier to get moving. But chomping at the bit or trying to go is kind of wasting our energy right now. It's better to just focus on where we are presently, knowing we've planted seeds, ideas, have plans for whatever it is that's coming up. And then let it go, because we never know what is going to come up. If we want to be more open. Life's an adventure. We don't want to know how everything's going to turn out. That's not exciting. We have the Five of Pentacles that goes along with this card. And I think all of that planning, if it doesn't turn out the way we think it should, we're going to feel that disappointment. So this adjacent possibilities card is reminding you that things can look a little bit different. And what looks like a door might be a window and vice versa. So we have to be willing to see things with a beginner's eyes and have that surprise awareness. See, the more it's like we're walking in unfamiliar territory, the more we're paying attention to everything that's going on around us. We're paying more attention to the key that's by the door. But when we're too focused on the disappointment of it not showing up the way we think it should, or well, we're missing out. You know, she can go up and push that door open at any time. So that's interesting. So we're shifting from that, right? When we can get this alignment into being present with ourselves, and we can move ourselves forward into trusting that it might look different than we think it will. So don't be disappointed, be surprised. That to me is the opposite of disappointment, being surprised. And then divine matrix, this to me is the energy moving forward. All right. It says interconnectedness, synchronicity, and God incidences. So to me, there's just spiritual interference, which we use the term interference in a way that might sound negative, but spiritual interference, it's like, we stopped you from doing something that might have been a little more difficult. We're always on the path we're meant to be, even through the sucky stuff. But divine intervention is always nice to say, oh, well, we got a shortcut. You know, let's help you avoid taking the long way home. Cue the Supertramp song. It's one of my favorites to listen to. Crank up on the radio as you're driving. So with that divine matrix, we have the 8 of Cups. And just like when I first started the recording, the live, it was the 10 of Swords. And I was like, things can't look back. So with this one, to me, it goes along with it, except it's a lot more positive, is that she's moving on and has no qualms about burning the bridge or burning the bowl. Not that kind of bowl, sorry. But this is definitely a time to really trust. Like she's trusting that flower of life matrix that knows what to do. It's on autopilot in the most beneficial ways. And this 8 of Cups is confirming that you might not know what you're walking into next. You might have a bit of an idea. All you need to really do is just focus on the right now, focus on the present, focus that things will change. Even though we want it to turn out one way, it might shift in a different direction. And who are we to not be open to trying a new adventure? All we can do is hope and dream. And when we do that, we have to allow that it's going to show up in the way that's for our highest good. That's why I say everything like a mantra with that. It's like this or that for my highest and best good, because I don't always know what it is. Divine knows what we need. They got the big picture up there. So, yeah, I can pull a few more cards here. This light's so bright, I can't even see the deck. Let's just pull a few more cards just to see the other energy that's coming up. Let's see, what do we need to have a heads up about? Something that might be not so good. Let us know about that, Tarot. What do we need to be aware of? Okay. We've got 2 cards that want to come. Well, they're not bad cards, so that's always nice. We have the Star. So to me, it's the awareness of what we've already been talking about. Trust your connection to divine source. You ever play a game as a kid? You had the tin cans and the string, or this plastic cup and the string. I'm having trouble speaking. And, you'd play telephone with a friend. Well, that's kind of what the universe is saying to you. Don't forget that you're connected in whatever way that works for you. Trust that connection is there. But you have to say hello, or you got to dial the number. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just sit there and wait. You have free will to actually ask. It's okay to be polite. And the other card is the Queen of Swords. And I love this because she knows the direction she's going. She's comfortable sitting where she is. She's not needing to take action because she's in the process mode right now of making the plans she needs to. Sky's the limit. And she's taking care to make sure she's not overly emotional about the situation that might end up unfolding, because she is focused where she wants to go. Now that can have an opposite effect too, where you're not having enough emotion in something and you're too focused on being this way and in perfection mode. So being aware of that. I mean, energy is not a straight line. Energy is definitely all over the map from hour to hour to days to weeks. So snapshot in a moment of time, I like to say. So let's see what else we have. And we have justice. Remembering to not everything is as it seems, and to trust that things will balance out, but you have to be willing to do your part to balance it out. It's like karma. It feels like karma. Let's see what else. Okay, all of the cards. No, that's just too many. So just the ones that catch my eye. So we've got the Four of Wands, which is, yes, it feels like it's finally time to start planning some get-togethers, some celebrations, or just, hanging out with people. Springtime. Yay. I got to go grab these other cards. Oh my gosh. Way too many. But this one was flipped up, the Hangman. And that's interesting how, I need a bigger desk. That's interesting how, where'd it go? The Four of Wands. And this came after, because they kind of feel the opposite, don't they? They even look like complementary colors. So there is the balance. And to me, the card just before it was Justice. But see how stuffy this looks? See how rigid and serious? And it's like, that same message is coming through the Four of Wands and the Hangman, but it's doing it in a fun way. So on the one hand, yes, make your plans, do little celebrations where you can, make your bigger plans, but remember that things need to take the time they're going to take, and you can't always rush it. Tarot Pup. I don't think he's talking to me. And to me, those definitely go together. And I love that it took us from this justice to a more fun way of doing it. Elliot. Let's see if I can mute myself so I can yell at you. Come here and say hi to the people. What the heck? Come up. Up. Needs to run and jump. Up. Yay. Yay. Say hi to everybody. Oh my gosh. Do you want to pull a card? Here. Oh, you can look at this one. That's another one that flipped over. So we have the Nine of Swords that tipped over as well. There's actually quite a few, not quite a few, but four cards are swords. So, and it's so funny because in the Master of the Minor Arcana that I'm putting together right now, if you are a reader and you're into that kind of thing, I just finished recording some of the, I'm in the middle of recording some of the sword suits, and it's so funny because it's about communication as well as intellect and stuff, and I've been flubbing it all over the place. But yeah, it's so interesting. The cards of the swords are coming up. And what I wanted to say, sorry I took the long way around on that, is that swords aren't all that bad. It's a heads up for us to pay attention to how we're thinking, what we're planning. Are we planning something with a, well, this isn't going to work, but blah, because that's the wrong energy. You want to have the energy of focusing on what you do want. So maybe that slowdown that happens is just a reminder to you to, okay, go back and reread those thoughts in your mind so you can edit them in a way that's a lot more positive. I think that's Very, very, very important to do at this time, especially harnessing this Mercury retrograde energy as it goes direct. Like we're correcting ourselves now. And then when Mercury goes direct, it's bringing that good habit into that. I mean, it's there to help, right? It's all energy. It's all energy. Take it if you want, recycle it if you don't. Yeah, so I'm going to pull one more card here. And if anyone live would like a little card pull, you just pop that in the comments and I will get to you. Takes a moment for it to show up for me. But by all means, I'm here to do that for you. Since you're live, that's the bonus and the perks of being live. So we have the Queen of Wands, and I feel there's another card to go with. Being shy now, is it? All right. There she is. I love the Queen of Wands in this deck, the Light Seer Tarot. Keep your magic. All right. You might have to keep your enthusiasm in your pocket because maybe you're in a situation or around people throughout this time coming up where you can't be all yay, right? But you can have that inspiration in your pocket. And then what's coming to my mind right now is if you have a crystal, a tumbled stone or whatever, grab it with the thought in mind, I want something to remind me of my enthusiasm, my magic, or whatever. You'll be drawn to the crystal, whatever one you look at as you're thinking of that. And then hold on to it. Program that crystal to be with you, to remind you that it's okay to be excited in a different way that doesn't show it out to everyone else. Because sometimes we're not ready to share some stuff, but we're working on it. And if you feel like you're always having to stifle it down, you forget to bring it to mind. Not everything has to come out the mouth, but we can think all we want. The technology isn't there yet that people can read minds. Thank goodness. I mean, people want it to be a good thing, but I don't know. I'm glad. I don't know about you. All right. Well, that's it for tonight. Thank you. I hope you have a fantastic April because March is marching out. It's done. So thanks for watching. Peace.